I got emails. People know who I am. I've been exposed. So, we have some questions about my Kaalia deck and why it's strange. And I'm going to go ahead and answer 10 of those because I have like 50 emails in the lizards of the toast at yahoo.com. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. Okay, if no angels, dragons, dragons, demons, only 4 demons. Okay, so basically, if no angels, dragons, or only 4 demons, why Kaalia of the Vast? Okay, well, if you watched my video, you probably noticed that I said that when she does her thing, when she taps and she gets out Razaketh or one of the other demons, Razaketh's going to hit that battlefield, so that's going to happen. So you can do his ability to tutor up what you need by paying 2 life and having that sack outlet. So that's why Kaalia. That one ability, and as I said, when she sits in the command zone, opponents in CDH look like, what? So that's why, I guess those 2 reasons. I like that it's going to happen effect. So get her out, silence, get rolling, and win the game. Next question. Why do you not run Lightning Greaves, Chrome Lantern, Swiftfoot, etc., etc.? Okay, I can answer that really quick because I'm not looking to play like artifacts over the cost of 2, really. And Lightning Greaves is a haste enabler, and it's a long game. It's great in EDH. Greaves is a great card. I like Greaves. I mean, I don't run it. It is a great card that I like it. I think it's cool. I like that 0 equip ability. But I don't run it because I don't need haste necessarily. And other like mana rocks, Chrome Lantern, I think my mana base is efficient enough. I think the only doubled up lands I have are 2 swamps. So. Why do you not run Mayhem Devil or Judith the Scourge Diva? That's a good question. I used to run Mayhem Devil, and I did run Judith for a time. The reason I don't is because of Corpse Knight. I like Corpse Knight a lot better than Judith, and I like Elias Ilkor Tainted Pilgrim. I love that card. I like those better than Judith. And Mayhem Devil is great because it's a sack outlet that you can sacrifice treasure tokens to. So that is a sack outlet, but I do not run Mayhem Devil because it is obvious now. Like, Mayhem Devil's out there. I do not run Mayhem Devil, and my Kaalia deck is now focused on like an ETB, like when this creature enters the battlefield, when a creature enters the battlefield, when a artifact enters the battlefield. It's an enter the battlefield is my win cons. And not necessarily like sack outlets being like Mayhem Devil. But, yeah, and I mean, Mayhem Devil, when that would hit the board, I mean, I've been playing Kaalia a long time, and when Mayhem Devil would hit the board, at least 2 people at the board table, if not all 3, would know that, oh, that's got to go. Like, Mayhem Devil is no good. And it's 3 mana, so. Why do you make decks that suck to avoid blue? Oh. My mama told me if I put myself out there, I'd be a victim of a bully, and my goodness. Well, I do this because it's cool, man. I mean, I don't like to just go on the internet and be like, oh, what's the best deck in this what's the best Simic deck? What's the best, most expensive Simic deck? I'm going to buy the cards, put them together, and go to game night. I like to make the decks. I like to be creative. So, my decks don't suck, per se. I mean, they certainly win a lot. And do I avoid blue? I guess it goes back to just like a funny thing where, like, all decks, I noticed blue, blue, blue. So I thought, man, I'm going to make a channel dedicated to not running blue. And that's what my decks are. So I don't run blue. So it's part of my personality. So maybe I suck. Next question. Why not Marchesa instead? That's a good question. She's a great commander. I've asked myself that one. But again, I'm going to have to go back. What was it? Question 1. Our first question answers that, and it's that effect of Kaalia the Wallflower in the command zone, creating that false sense of security in my CEDH opponents. And when she hits the board, she can get the demon we need and make that happen uncounterable. So when she does her thing, that's going to happen. So when she attacks, her demon's going to come into play. That's why. Why is there no World Gorger, Dragon, Bogard, and Hellkite? Okay, there was. If you watch, the videos changed, it's gone back and forth. I don't run them anymore because of the fun of not having dragons in the deck, but also because of the casting cost of World Gorger and Bogarden. And even though you can trick Bogarden in with even though you can trick the Hellkite in with Kaalia, it's not worth it because you want to trick a demon in instead. World Gorger is a great card, but Gorian, Abdel Adrian Gorian's Ward has replaced World Gorger for me. Because there have been quite a few games where World Gorger, I had it set up to win. And I'm dancing World Gorger, and all my stuff's going off the board, and all my stuff's coming back. But if somebody makes something bad happen, you can have all of your permanents exiled, including your lands. So I like smart World Gorger, as I call him, Abdel Adrian Gorian's Ward. That being said, like, another question I don't have in this that I got in here, what I will address is why don't I buy certain sets? I buy sets I like. Like, I don't like new Phyrexia. I've watched some openings. I don't like the artwork. I'm not big on those Praters and stuff. I'll probably pass this one by. I'm more like a Time Spiral. I'm an old school guy. I like the Time Spiral, Modern Horizons, because I pretty much just play Modern and Commander exclusively, really. So I buy what I like, and I'm not keen on certain sets. I was cold on Kamigawa. But that being said, I warm up to sets too, because I did not like Capenna. Now I think Capenna is full of like good things. But onwards. Okay, where are we? Oh, you seem to waste expensive cards on jank decks. Do you win? Question mark. Why not just run the decks the rest of us run? Oh, snarky. And he's got like a little face too, like this. Why don't you just do me? Okay, for one, a lot of good cards are expensive, and I don't feel like I'm wasting them because I really like these decks I make. And I don't want to run the rest of the decks because when you go against those decks, you see those obvious things get countered. And I do like to win, and I do win, and Kaalia certainly wins a lot, and even more brutal than Kaalia is the Selvala. I'd say they're both equally brutal in a way, but Kaalia is definitely like the more CEDH leaning, but definitely wins, yeah. And the fact of being like left alone and just because it's Kaalia and they're like, oh, like, what's this guy? That's a good thing. That effect of getting the demon in. Yeah, I mean, and why not just run the decks the rest of us run? Like, well, then why not just like net deck and like bulk, put it into Card Kingdom cart and be like a robot, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. So let's go on here. Why no haste enabler? Why no haste enablers? Okay, I had a couple in there. No haste enablers because the list is so tight. It's a good question, and I think about maybe putting one in there just so I could maybe poop out the demon one turn quicker. But generally, like, it's not, you're like setting this thing up to happen. So like your mana, like your setup, you kind of like need to like set this up. So the haste enablers, unlike the Selvala deck in Kaalia, my haste enablers are, I don't find a need for them. But again, like sometimes I think like, it might not be the worst thing. But then again, like, very difficult. 100 cards seems like a lot, but in decks like these. But yeah, that's a good question, and I definitely will put that one to thought. So, can a budget version of this Kaalia deck exist? Can it? Yeah, I think so. I think a budget of any deck can exist, and if your luck is on your side, I think you can have a good advantage. if somebody's interested in me building a budget deck like this, where it's all this ETB damage with Kaalia, I think we could probably do it for sub $300, depending on where you want to go, like rock wise. But you guys let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. I would love to do something like that. I think budget stuff's fun. I love modern budget decks are my bread and butter, man. I love to win against the monkey with these decks that are like sub $40. It's so fun. But anyways, we're not talking about modern. Oh, okay. Would you run this in a tourney? Yes, I would. I absolutely would run this in a tourney. I just make sure that my gold borders, the 2 gold borders, are okay. But I would run this in a tourney. Absolutely. And there you go. So here's a face reveal. I will say, sir, the morning sun certainly shows my age. But thank you. And it's lizardsofthetoast@yahoo.com. So go ahead and send your emails, send your questions. And I think I got that right. It's a fairly new email. I'm pretty sure lizardsofthetoast, all one, @yahoo.com. I think that's all it is. And that being said, I think we're going to cut out of here. And if that wasn't the correct thing, I will put the link in the description. Oh, I just said the thing that people say. I'm one of those now. I said I'll put the link in the description. I can do that. Oh, I'll actually put the word. I don't know how to put a link in the description. But anyways, a ramble on. So, thank you for your questions, even the snarky ones, and I don't mind. I've got thick skin, as you see here. Keep them coming. And I will be, I've done some updates to Kaalia, so I probably will go ahead and show some more of her. And what we will do here, what else do I have on my agenda? Let me move my note here and get into my email again. All right, there we go. Okay, now we got some questions coming up to address. So join me on that. We'll be back.